So, Trent, what have you been eating recently?
Parth, this is the latest we have ever chatted digitally. It's
This is
official.
true.
Yeah, so little late night chit chat with Trent and Parth. What a treat.
For context, listeners, we're recording this at 12:35 in the a.m.
Yeah, so it's officially tomorrow now.
It's true.
Well, to answer your question, I was just feasting upon a buffalo quesadilla from Paradiddle Griddle, the restaurant I work at. It's very good. You should go there. Give them your money. Support small business. It's funny because they call it a dia on the menu, like D-I-L-L-A, which I always wonder, like, why not just call it a quesadilla? Like, it's not like that's a trademarked, like, coin term. Like, I don't know why they're needlessly making up this abbreviation.
You know it's a quesadilla, right?
Say that again?
It's not quesadilla, it's quesadilla.
Oh, yes. I was doing my Caucasian pronunciation intentionally.
I see.
Well,
okay.
What have you eaten?
I had some eggs for dinner.
Oh, the old-fashioned dinner eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Are you, like, a medieval king? Why?
Well, I had,
Were they scrambled? How were they served?
They were they were pretty much scrambled. My mom made them for me, and I had them with, like, I guess Indian flatbread would be what I could most aptly describe it at.
Construct the majority of your meals?
Now that we're at home, yeah.
Go you.
Go her.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Parth's
all the
mom.
moms there.
Oh, Parth, that was you really cast a wide brush there, including all the moms. I was just focusing on Mrs. Marathe.
I like to pander.
Because she's a keeper, Parth. We both know it.
I'm glad you're mentioning this right now.
Moving on. Was it good? Your meals?
It was the most filling dinner I've had in a while, and I don't know. It's late now, so by the time we're over with this, I might be hungry again. But
I read an article today, and it said that like 100% of humans tested have microplastics in their internal organs.
I saw that.
Oh, you saw that? Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Do you think we are included in that? I mean, mostly statistically, it seems like
if it says 100%, probably, yeah.
We can't be discluded. I mean, it's a pretty inclusive group. All encompassing.
Much like us.
So, Parth, do you drink from plastic water bottles?
Not really, no. I drink like tap water basically. I mean, I have like my fridge which has a filter in it, but like I don't really drink from water bottles.
I'm happy for you. I feel like people who go out of their way to use excess plastic are like repubs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, enough politics. Let's move on to the meat and potatoes of the program.
Cue the intro.
Welcome back to our podcast, Craft Services, where we talk about the movies and films. Each week we discuss a different film. Last week we talked to Doug Emmett, the cinematographer of Sorry to Bother You. What a treat that was.
He was a lovely man.
We enjoyed him thoroughly, and he was involved with the film we'll be discussing today. Sorry to Bother You, directed by Boots Riley. And Parth, take it away.
Well, we talked about the synopsis of this movie and the production history in our last episode. So if you haven't listened to that,
I have a correction to make from something I said incorrectly in the last episode.
Oh?
I said that Patton Oswalt was the white voice actor for Danny Glover's character, but that's wrong. He's the voice of the mustache, bowler hat, eye patch guy. You know him?
Yes.
So I wanted to correct my vocal slander, you know.
Your
I
discrepancies.
wanted to clear my name.
Mm.
I didn't want angry fans to storm the streets about my minor imperfections.
Speaking of angry fans, we have accumulated some 1-star reviews of this movie on IMDb, and I think Trent here wants to tell us about them.
Thank you for that introduction. The title is, to this review, A Terrible Movie. The content reads, any reviewer saying it's thought-provoking, socially current, or relevant in any way is such an above-the-surface type of person it scares me. This was not a funny or interesting movie in the least bit. The character dynamics are not at all new or compelling, but instead cliche and predictable. I'm shocked to see such a poorly thought-out movie with current ratings higher than 1 star. The fact the audience enjoyed this is frightening, telling of how intellectually bankrupt society has become. Very profound stuff. Moving on. Parth, do you want to take a celebrity shot and read the review you found?
Sure. Sucks hard. How did this movie ever get made? This movie was barely okay. Then took a serious plot plummet with the horse people. I'm not kidding. Worst 2 hours I've spent in a long time. Maybe ever.
It's nice of you to not correct the reviewers' spelling errors, because it shows that they are garbage.
We're a show of great integrity. So we're gonna relay exactly what he said, or she. I don't remember, but
yeah, we're all about citing our sources here, giving the credit where it's due. The third review reads, "Ew, horse penis," with the E subbed out for an asterisk, so treating penis as a curse word that can't be written in text. That's all for that. What's next?
Well, I guess now would be our time to say what our initial feelings were on this movie.
Tell me, Parth. Give me your feelings.
I love this movie.
When did you see it? Did you see it in theaters?
No.
Really?
I bought this movie like on a blind buy at Best Buy because it was
on
for, like,
Blu-ray.
Yes, ma'am. It was there for like $10, and
Tempting.
I was like, I've heard this is really,
was
really
this
good.
like in 2018 or 2019?
I think 2018, but it could have been 2019. So don't quote me on any of this. But I saw it. I heard it was really good, and so I decided to just buy it. And
Bold.
I watched it just really randomly one night, and I was taken aback by it. But even
Really?
then, I was like, not in a bad way. I was just like
surprised,
blown away by like what I'd just seen, because it's like
it's a lot to process.
It throws everything at you in terms of like
the first time I saw it, I was very confused, and it was on the big screen, and I kind of just walked away feeling flustered. But watching it today on my laptop, knowing what was going to happen, felt so comfortable and nice. So I think this is a movie that definitely deserves secondary and tertiary watches.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this movie, I think, 3 or 4 times by this point. So
this is only my first revisitation. Parth, you want to hear a fun fact about my relationship with this movie?
Please.
When I saw it in theaters, I had my wallet stolen, so I'll never forget.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I had my Bad Motherfucker Pulp Fiction wallet in the cup holder at the movie theater. And I get up having forgotten it there for but just a second. And then I'm like walking into the lobby, and then I remember that I left it there, and then I come back and it's gone. So somebody snatched it. But luckily I only had like $2 in cash. So
I'm sure they just stole it for the wallet.
And then you just like cancel your cards, and then you go to the DMV and you get a new license, and then go to the library and replace your library card, and go to TD Bank and get a new TD Bank card. But then you're back in action, baby.
Very good.
All right, so
but what were your initial viewings now that you've revisited it?
I don't think I gave this movie enough credit beforehand. I really enjoyed everything about it. And you?
Yeah, I mean, my opinions in the positive have only grown basically each time I've seen it.
Do you have any negatives worth noting?
Well, I guess we can just get straight into our direction thoughts.
Yeah,
which is,
what a directorial debut.
Yeah, and I mean,
aren't you
Boots
so
Riley,
curious to see what comes next?
Very. I mean,
And
when we talked
Doug
with,
Emmett was talking about the TV show that he's working on.
Exactly. And I think it shows that this is done by a music video director because he's done a bunch of those, and it's just music videos are supposed to be really striking visually.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got like your David Finchers and your Michael Bays, and many directors come from music videos, and they generally tend to have a really striking visual language.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean,
had Boots Riley only ever done music videos?
To my knowledge, he might have done like short films and stuff like that, but he'd never done like worked like second unit on another director's movie, I think, or something like that.
Also, the budget being $3.2 million, it's utilized so well. I feel the sets are so nice. They always have like a lot of extras, and I feel like the production value is very high.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the production design, I think something that gets overlooked a lot is production design, because I don't think people understand how important it is for like the look of a movie. Like when we talked with Wynn Thomas, he basically said he and the production designer and the cinematographer are the two people most responsible for the visual look of the movie. And this has such like vibrant colors and interesting designs and pretty much everything on screen.
I hate to say it, but it's totally a love letter to Oakland, which I think is it's presented so well.
Yeah.
And the city has so much personality.
For sure. I think if there's one negative to have with the movie, it is the direction.
Really?
Only because I think I don't have a problem with it, but if I had to have an issue with it, it's that it is a lot the whole time. There's not really
I like high energy movies like that. Like,
no, I agree. It's not a problem with me. It's not a problem for me. It's just I can see somebody watching this being like, there was absolutely like no time that I could cool down a bit.
This is something of a cultural divide in like people who feel really strongly one way or another about Uncut Gems, because some people just can't handle like 2 hours straight of like blood pumping pressure, and so they dislike the movie. But other people can take the heat, and it's really, really great. So I feel like that might be the same thing here, where it's just like, can you hang?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with like intention. Like if a movie doesn't have any time to cool down, but it requires it, then like, yeah, that's a problem. But in a movie like this or Uncut Gems or something, where the like propulsivity of the like pace and it just continuous movement of it is the point, like then it's doing it successfully. You know, it's meant to be that way. So it's all about intentionality, I think.
I feel like the only major thing critics might not like about this movie is its political message. If for some reason you're anti-union or anti like capital exploitation, then I guess you wouldn't like the message of this movie.
If you are pro-capitalistic exploitation.
Oh, yeah, correct. But other than that, I see it's so like I love Armie Hammer in this movie, don't you? And Lakeith Stanfield is so good.
I think everybody in this movie is really good and perfectly cast.
Right?
Yeah. And it's I can imagine it being a hard movie to like perform, because it's so zany and out there that it's like you don't really know where you're supposed to stand. Like you don't know how big you're supposed to portray it.
Yeah, it's an interesting suspension of disbelief because you're kind of going back and forth of like what is believable.
Exactly. And it's like
it takes place in a realistic diegesis, but obviously
intro to film 2 words.
Also some supernatural events take place where you have to wonder. Parth, don't you love the advertisements, like the commercials throughout this movie? Like,
oh yeah.
I get the shit kicked out of me. Is that correct?
Yes.
And also the stop motion like instructional video that Armie Hammer's company shows to Lakeith after he snorts the horse powder. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
I sure do.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I feel like it's like the commercial's role in RoboCop, if you know what I'm talking about.
I've never seen RoboCop.
Ugh. Well, I still think it has it really like diversifies the I don't know, just it's such a nice like in between piece, you know. It's really good transition, and I love how much they broaden the world through it, and it just like to see their advertising. I guess it's widening the scope and understanding of the characters.
Yeah, and I think it's completely like within the film's like tone, and they help. I think because it was done on a $3.2 million budget, I think things like that really help make the world feel more expansive. Like because it has like its own television programming, and like you can see through the like ridiculousnh of the ads what kind of world they're living in. And it helps bring you into like reality of the situation, which is like, I guess if to go back to like the direction, I'm so surprised that this is a directorial debut, even if you were like an incredibly experienced music director, because it's very, very different.
I feel like it just has so much spunk. It's so one of a kind.
Yeah, like there is not a single movie you could use to explain what this movie is like.
Like I love the color scheme, and shout out to Doug Emmett for the cinematography because it's really beautiful, and I don't know, it just has such a unique feel. Another aspect I love.
Yes, please.
When Cassius is doing the calls with the people at the telemarketer place, and he like drops into their homes, and they have a face-to-face conversation. I think that's such a nice touch.
It's little things like that, and it's like it's so meticulously crafted in that way, you know, like visually. And now that we're both in film school and have had to make our own like short films and things like that, it's really hard to plan that well for a short film, let alone like a $3 million feature film. So I think a lot of credit has to be given to him, and there's very few movies where you can see that it is so singularly the creative vision of one person.
Well, as we talked about in the production history, its creation is such an interesting story, in that he had the idea and then he couldn't afford to make it into a movie, so he made it into an album, and then he published the script, and then it like gained traction, and then like it got made. I really wonder how they secured funding for it.
Yeah, me too.
But the fact that he wanted to tell the story so bad that he put it into music first, that probably influenced the musical design for the movie. I can only imagine.
For sure.
I think they'd be remiss if they didn't include a song from the album in the movie.
Oh, I'm sure they have. I think one of the things that I think could maybe take somebody out of the movie is the design of the horses.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are lost at the horses, People who are on the edge, who I feel like people who watch the trailer aren't prepared for what they are about to get handed, and you lose them at the horses. They thought they signed up for something predictable.
Mm-hmm. I think it's something that would improve upon a second viewing because it is so out of left field.
Like I said, knowing what to expect is nice, and then being able to appreciate all like the Easter eggs and like the breadcrumbs laid like along the way, and to see all the little horse details.
It's not like it's something that comes completely out of left field, really. When you look at the movie, it's not so much a twist as it is a revelation, and it's something that is completely in keeping with the tone of the movie as it was at that point, and it's something that like furthers the message and theme of the movie.
I feel like by definition, introducing the horse stuff changes the genre. It like makes it a sci-fi movie rather than like, I don't know, a drama or comedy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a sci-fi movie.
I mean, what would you consider it? I know, as we discussed, it's famously genre bending. But if you had to put it into a box,
it has sci-fi elements, but I would say that it is a black comedy.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because it has sci-fi elements, but I think sci-fi in its like purest form is very. This movie is about like humanity, I guess, but it's about how technology affects humanity and things like that, whereas this isn't really about that. This is about how humanity affects humanity. And
you think sci-fi is focused on extraterrestrials?
Not necessarily extraterrestrials, but I mean like a movie like Ex Machina there's no aliens in that, but that uses technology.
Well, sci-fi is really an umbrella term. It's really quite a wide net to cast.
Yes. I mean, there are people that consider Star Wars sci-fi, which I don't.
What, you think it's a space opera?
It's space fantasy.
Wow, that's really quite a narrow distinction.
Well, I mean, I mean, not to get so off topic, but Star Wars has more akin with Lord of the Rings than it does Star Trek. You know?
Ooh, that's an interesting sentence you just said.
Because
you think like thematically, besides the fact that they both take place in space?
The fact that they take place in space is the only thing that is similar about them.
I know nothing about Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, so you take. You've
never seen Lord of the Rings?
I've never seen Lord of the Rings, and I've only seen the one J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
But I've never seen the TV show or any of the extended lore.
The J.J. Abrams movies kind of make
Are there
Star
several
Trek.
of them?
There's two. There's two J.J. Abrams movies, and then the third movie was directed by Justin Lin, who did many of the Fast and Furious movies, and it's actually really good.
How many movies are there total? Are they still making them?
There's only 3 right now. There was going to be a 4th one, but then there was like contract disputes, and the 3rd one didn't make a lot of money. But to get back to point, I think that if you look at, I mean, if we're going to get on the topic of genre, it's got more to do with, I don't know if tropes is the right word, but sort of like conventions of a certain type of story. And Star Wars and Lord of the Rings are very similar in their journeys. They're very action-oriented. They're very... It isn't super cerebral. It's more visceral. Whereas Star Trek, when it was made, the 60s show and The Next Generation was supposed to be an optimistic view of the future in which humanity has surpassed like all problems within humanity. There's no like wars between nations and things like that. And that what they do is they basically the Federation is a peacekeeping organization that goes around the universe to try and find more planets and species and things like that, and how to maintain peace throughout the universe. But basically, it's more of a, each episode is like, oh, we land on this planet and these people do this and they have this dilemma and how do we solve this? So all the disagreements come from how to solve a problem, not interpersonal relationships. Which then gets changed.
A key distinction.
Which then gets changed later down the road when Star Trek becomes only about personal relationships and the science is sort of not really important. But my point is, genre is a weird thing, and to bring it back to Sorry to Bother You, it's interesting because it has elements of comedy, it has elements of kind of tragedy, it has elements of sci-fi, absurdism. I don't know if I'd classify this as an art house movie, but it's got some shit in it that's like...
What's the
it's not mainstream
of an art house movie?
I have no fucking clue.
I'm glad you used that term without knowing the definition.
I feel like it's the type of word where it's the type of thing where it's like, I feel like people understand what they think.
You use a vocab word that you don't really know and you hope for the best, then no one questions your motive.
Yes. No, I mean, it's the type of thing where it's like, you know how there are words where it's like, we all kind of know what this word means, but if you asked me to define it, I wouldn't really know what to define it as.
Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay.
So
sorry are you sorry to have bothered me?
Okay, calm down. There's some other cast members I wanted to shout out. Tessa Thompson, the female lead, is clearly really great. I hope to see her in other stuff. I'd never seen her in anything before. Terry Crews.
She's in Thor 3.
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Wasn't that director?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, everyone loves that movie, but I know that they say it's the best of the Thors.
I don't think it is.
Really, Parth? That's a bold claim.
I like the first Thor a lot. I like Thor 3 a lot, but I think Thor 1 is the best of the three.
And then there's Terry Crews, who reminded me of Everyone Hates Chris. Did you watch that show?
Everybody Hates Chris, and yes, I did. I like it a lot.
And Stephen Yeun reminded me of my Walking Dead days.
We've all been there.
What's Danny Glover in? Isn't he like one of the cops in Lethal Weapon? Is that a thing?
He is the cop starring alongside anti-Semite
Mel Gibson. I really can't enjoy Hacksaw Ridge anymore after I found out it was directed by Mel Gibson. Also, that movie is so religious, and
he is very Christian.
It all makes sense now.
I think everybody is perfectly cast. There's nobody I would really change. I think everybody plays it the way they should. And I don't know, Trent, do you have any more like story thoughts, or should we?
Do you think in the third act, upon initial viewing, you're expected to think that he's going to turn into a horse? Because I totally suspected that. But they leave it open to chance as if he won't. Like, they intentionally state in the educational video that it only works with 70% of people. So it's basically saying he could get through this.
Trent, he turns into a horse at the end.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, when you're watching it, are you led to believe that that's going to happen to him?
No, I didn't. Because I thought that they would have just done it when he gets rescued.
It's weird how there's that much of a gestation period.
Yeah.
But it's a gradual process, but it seems to have a really delayed response.
Hey, man, these drugs ain't perfect.
All right, let's assign ratings.
You go first, Trent.
The time has come. I'm going to give this movie the highest rating that I've handed out thus far. 9 out of 10.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10 too.
Well, it's nice to be on the same page.
What stops it from a 10 out of 10?
I think I would know if it was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I like this movie enough to have nothing to complain about. So I think that's a good sign on all accounts. So what's going to be your next episode? Tell the people.
Our next episode is going to be on Gone Girl, and we brought along an editorial consultant on it, Vashi Nidomansky.
What a treat.
He was a great guy.
We loved his company.
So make sure to stick around for our next episode, and we'll see you next week.
Tune in.